We've got Nelson on. We just made him co-host. He's with Agent Fire. If you haven't taken a look at Agent Fire yet, we've got a nice session for you here and a nice giveaway too. Nelson, welcome.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We got you.
All right, cool. Tristan, thank you very much. Sounds like you're sick. Hopefully you're staying
Dude,
hydrated and yeah.
it's the fire from LA.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Wow.
I went out to go show property to a renter that lost their home, and I was like, it was super smoky.
Oh
And it's
man.
been a week now. I'm like, dude, can't go away. It's crazy.
Yeah, make sure you have like a really high quality filter in the house. There's a company called Rabbit. Air quality
Rabbit.
is really important. Yeah, they have the best filters.
Look,
It's like $600 maybe with the filter kit. But anyway, so I hope you get better soon. Let me share my screen
first
here.
question off the gate already. Dave,
Yeah,
does
okay.
Agent Fire integrate with Follow Up Boss?
Yeah, we do. We have a really tight integration with Follow Up Boss. We even have a Follow Up Boss widget where if you have our IDX, you can, and our support team can help get this set up. You can essentially set up listing alerts from directly within Follow Up Boss.
You got it.
So, all right,
So
let
when
me,
you
uh-huh.
while you're setting it up,
Yeah.
apparently you're giving away an iPad.
Yeah, we're going to give away an iPad Air. I'm not sure how this giveaway works, but so we're going to give away two iPad Airs. I think I said that right.
Two. Okay.
Yeah, so one of them will be just for this webinar. The second, I think you can see my screen, right?
Yep, I got you.
If you book a demo with Agent Fire and complete it by January 28th, so that's next Wednesday, I believe. One of the people that has booked and successfully completed a demo will give you an iPad Air as well. And you can go to agentfire.com/iPad to book a demo. Hopefully, by the time I'm done going through this presentation, which is really not so much a sales pitch for Agent Fire as it is. Let me actually get the slides up on the screen as it is just the 2025 real estate website playbook. What we tried to do with the presentation today is essentially there's a lot of companies every year that put out these trends reports, which are really fascinating. And so we tried to do something similar, but for real estate websites. I thought this was especially pertinent and would be hopefully a really nice session because the role of a website has changed so dramatically, and especially over the last 2 or 3 years. It's just, I mean, it just completely changed. And still overwhelmingly, the people that we speak to in demos, the agents and teams that we speak to, still have this very like antiquated idea of what a website is. And I think by the time you're done watching this, you will have a completely different perspective of not only what a website can be, but what a website should be in 2025 and beyond. So, and you can see this slide, right? I'm full screen. This is
You got it, man. I got you.
all right, cool. So yeah, let's get
I'm
into it.
making sure, by the way, Nelson, I was looking down on my screen because I'm texting our whole list right now, and I'm texting him and letting them know that you're giving away an iPad and not to miss it. So that's what I was
Thanks,
doing.
man. Yeah. I'm a generous guy. So, and iPad Air, I think, is probably the best of the iPad because it's just a perfect size. And
It
my
is,
daughter
man.
has one, and yeah, it's great. So,
It's easy to carry around. It's powerful. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah. iPads are cool. So, all right, cool. So, anyway, just some of the numbers that we actually pulled from to put together this playbook. We looked at pretty much our entire client base. We looked at tons of pages. We actually looked at data over the last bunch of years. These are sites that are in the US and Canada, primarily in the US, but Canada's covered there as well. We also had direct interviews with 12 different agents and teams who we found were having like really good success with the website. So, and a quick introduction to myself. So, I'm Nelson Quest. I'm the CEO and founder of Agent Fire, founded in 2013. I'm also the CEO and founder of Sold Pixel, which is a new company that I'm working on specifically for branding for real estate agents. Maybe I'll talk about that towards the end if I have some time. I do a lot of brand strategy type stuff. I love branding, and so you'll see as we go through this presentation, a lot of the stuff we talk about it is branding, but how to actually leverage it to get a result, versus just talking about branding like in general. And I'm very sleep deprived. You can see my two. I've tried updating these pictures for every webinar that I do. So to my daughter Eva, Atlas. My wife gave birth to twins about 4 months ago, and that was the last time I had a good night of sleep. So So I'll just start by saying I'm not going to read this whole slide because that would literally bring us to the end of this presentation. But 99% of agents are using their website the wrong way. They have just an old, antiquated idea of what a website should be, and let's fix that. Section 1. So, what are the 3 key real estate website shifts to make in 2025? Hopefully, you guys can see these animations. We worked pretty hard on these. So, number 1 is to stop seeing your website as just something you need to check the box on. So many agents just see the website as kind of and see their entire job is almost putting together a tech stack where they're just checking things off of a list, especially as we enter into this age of AI. Technology is this weird paradox where the more easily accessible information is, the dumber humans seem to get. And so what you want to do is you want to be just leveraging technology to become like a cyborg, to essentially dramatically improve and enhance the services that you're able to provide to your clients, the knowledge that you have access to and that you're able to provide to them, like on the spot in a second. That's one of the big takeaways from this from my little presentation here. So start seeing your website as a tool that you can actually leverage in every interaction, to help you win and attract new business. Again, that's another big thing that's a really big thing. A big shift that we've made here at Agent Fire is not seeing the website as just sort of this static thing that just sits in the background, but rather seeing it as something that you can actually literally leverage. Like any type of interaction you're having your text messaging with a potential prospect, or you got a referral from someone, or you're at a seller presentation, like any interaction, any email that you're going to send out, like how can your website be a resource that you can actually leverage in all of these interactions to not only provide incredible value to the people that you're dealing with, but also at the same time, like simultaneously demonstrate you as the clear, like authority pro that they need to be working with. Number 2, so this is going to hurt a lot of people. This is the thing that probably bothers me the most when I hear clients talking about it, is just to stop obsessing over SEO when you're never going to rank competitively against big portal sites. I could probably do an entire webinar just on this, but so many agents are still trying to rank for long tail keywords, and you're literally competing. Zillow has a $18 billion market cap. Last time I checked, it's probably increased since then, and that's who you're competing against when you're trying to rank for long tail keywords. Now, with that being said, there is still an aspect of SEO that you can and should attack, and you can have a lot of success with. There's 2 things actually. One is just to rank for your agent or team name. We are in an age, I said this in the last webinar, and Tristan liked it, where anyone that buys anything or engages with any service, like, they're going to Google it. Like, even if you're buying a $2 tube of toothpaste, you're probably going to look at like 3 different toothpaste. You're going to check Amazon reviews and see which one has the best reviews. And then if you're like me, you're also going to see, are they buying fake reviews? Like, you're going to do that sort of level of investigation. And so you want to just rank number 1 for your agent or team. You want your website to be the first thing that people pop up that pops up when people are trying to vet you out. Second thing is Google My Business. And again, I don't have much time to explain here, but there are lots of opportunities. Google My Business. There's lots of experts that specialize in helping to rank for Google My Business, and especially if you're in an area that's less competitive. What's cool about Google My Business is it's not like, if you're in Los Angeles, it's not like you're competing with every single agent in Los Angeles. Google My Business uses this like grid type ranking system. So if you're in a specific area of Los Angeles, there's still opportunities to rank ahead of other agents and people that are in that area that are searching for real estate agents. Like, you have an opportunity to rank for this stuff. And Zillow is not trying to rank for this stuff because Zillow is not an agent and they don't have a Google My Business profile. So third thing is to just stop settling for generic. I mentioned this in the first slide a little bit, but as we enter this age of AI, where there's so much noise now, there's so much just like generic crap. Even with Agent Fire, even with a lot of the other personal ventures that I'll pursue, I think if you just go all in on being authentic, being professional, but in a way that's authentic and personal, being hyper local, you want to cut through the noise and you want to be the signal. And this is more important now than it's ever been, and this will continue to be like just extremely, extremely important. Section 2. So what types of pages actually get the most clicks, right? Number 1, and this is surprising to many people, but when we look at our client database of websites, the about pages, right? So these are typically titled, they could be titled about, but they're typically titled like why work with agent name or why work with team name. These are some of the pages that get the most traffic on our entire network of sites. And so the reason they're important, and the reason they're important, the reason what I'm trying to say, like I was saying earlier, where agents are getting vetted now, like way more than ever. This is the fact that these pages get so much traffic on our network is a clear indication of like just how important it is to present yourself in a way where you make yourself the clear option for anyone considering doing business with you. And so like a good about page, let me just show you one that we did quickly for, this is a top agent out of, I think he's actually in Los Angeles. But you're going to have just a short little description of yourself. You want to have, if you have experience, if you have data points that you can actually highlight on the page, like number of transactions, total transaction volume, that sort of stuff. You want to feature that prominently on the page. You don't want to have too much stuff. You want to have just enough where people can scroll to the page and very quickly be convinced that you or your team are who they should be working with, right?
That's a very
Profile
clean
pages.
site, man.
Yeah. This actually, fisherrealestate.com. If you guys have an opportunity, maybe you want to put it in the chat. It's actually, it's a site that I worked on directly, and
Is
very
this
happy with
custom,
the,
semi-custom? What is this?
yeah, this is a custom website. So, and
Fisherrealestate.com, is that what you said?
yeah. And
Okay.
I don't get involved in that many builds these days, but this is one that I was directly involved in. And yeah, I mean, you can just look at the menu structure of this site. You can look at how all the copy, it's all like brand focused copy. It's all very scannable. If you look at the number of pages that are presented in the header menu, it's just, I think we've got like 4 options here. Everything is just really, this is a perfect example of like a perfect website for 2025.
Yeah.
For testimonials, I see a lot of agents that just link to these pages that just have boring lists of testimonials that they're pulling in from different sources like Yelp or Zillow. Like the gold standard for a testimonial section is this, right? Is big smiling photos at closings. Very clear, like specific call to actions. You're trying to, funnel people on your website down a specific path. These guys do a lot of stuff on Instagram, so he's promoting that. Anyway, just quickly, that's a good example of a why work with us page. And those are some of the elements you want to make sure you have on a page like that. Number 2 is featured listings. I won't spend too much time on this, but essentially you want a way to just like prominently feature your personal listings in a way that's really going to impress sellers. And at the same time that you can share with your network, you can share to social media, you can share anywhere and make sure that you're able to capture leads by locking the page. You want to make sure that the page incorporates like virtual tours. If you're doing that, again, a lot of you guys are doing really high professional photography, drone stuff, and you want to just make your listings like look amazing, especially if you're on a seller presentation. They want to see that you're going to present their listing better than any of the agents that they're also potentially considering. And so, having a listing presentation is of course great, but having really impressive featured listing pages is excellent as well. I mentioned in a previous webinar, I want to mention it quickly. We have these nosy neighbor campaigns that were inspired by Tom Ferry. And I don't have an example. Actually, I could get an example quick. Maybe I'll do that towards the end, but when you're doing case studies, there's a lot of talk of case studies and how to do that on a website. If you have an opportunity, if you have a listing or a couple of listings where you were able to, let's say get a price that was above market, you had to overcome certain obstacles. Try to set up a page that actually goes through your process as an agent or team, or what you went through to sell that property. And those are like fantastic case study pages to set up and share with potential clients. And a lot of the clients that we interviewed are using we have what's called our nosy neighbor landing pages. And a lot of our successful clients are using those and really having a lot of success with those. I wish I had an example. I don't, but hopefully what I just said makes sense. So number 3 is area pages, right? And so there's a lot of talk area pages. If you look at, there's a lot of, if you look at most real estate websites, a lot of them have area pages, but they're not really area pages. It's just a page that has the area name and then some listings on it. With Agent Fire, at least, our area pages feature demographic information. They feature local school information with star ratings. They feature Yelp top local businesses. I actually have a really good example of an area page here. And I'll scroll through it slowly, but just a short description. This guy does a lot of YouTube stuff. So obviously we featured a tour of Carlsbad video here, and he's got videos for like all of his areas. He's awesome. Some nice high quality photos, descriptions, a CTA to try to get people to conversational type CTA. Anytime you do a call to action on the website, you want to try to make it conversational in nature, where you're not trying to just force them to give you your information. You're trying to, again, just spark a conversation. Listings with the ability to filter by open houses. We have a feature called automatic market reports. So this is the primary call to action on this page. Again, I mentioned school information, Yelp top local businesses. We give our clients the ability to actually customize this. So a lot of the clients that we actually interviewed are going in, they're putting their top like restaurants, their top coffee places, and then they're sharing this when they're having conversations with clients. It's like, oh, okay, you're interested in Carlsbad? Yeah, check out this area page I got on my website. The restaurants there are actually my favorite restaurants. Like this sort of stuff provides huge value, is super professional, and again, none of the agents that you're competing against are going to have this on their website, right? How are we doing we're doing okay on time?
You got about 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. All right. Let's go quick. So one page that I didn't mention, but I think just has a lot of opportunity in 2025 is it's just buyer and seller pages. So again, people hate when I bring up the NAR settlement. At this point, nobody even knows what the hell's going on with that. If you want to know what's going on, I know Tristan does his awesome webinars with Sal and a couple other guys. But the big takeaway from the NAR settlement is that people are just vetting agents more than ever. They're questioning, is this agent really worth the commission that I'm paying them? And so when you have a nice page on your website set up, like a page for buyers, for sellers, that like clearly and beautifully articulates your unique experience, all of the unique skills and things that you bring to the table. Not only is this stuff really helpful to share in the actual conversations you're having with prospective clients, but people that are coming to your website are naturally gravitating to these pages, especially when they have like catchy names and they're featured as one of like the few but main sort of call to actions on the and the homepage especially, and in the header area especially.
Very true.
What role does IDX have in 2025? So this is my favorite section because I think agents need to just really, really update how they see IDX, how they see property search on their website. When I mentioned earlier that a lot of agents just sort of check the box on a website, part of that is just setting up a generic property search on their website, right? So they'll have just a crappy template type website. There's nothing unique or special about them. And like the star of the show, which is not the star of the show, is property search, right? But now with that being said, and again, the reason I preface everything like that is because, as we know, most consumers, when they're searching for homes, they're starting their search on Zillow. Like almost everyone's using Zillow. That being said, there are still ways to use IDX, and let's get into them, where you can still provide a tremendous amount of value to the people that you're working with, right? So number one is just curated and hyperlocal search. And I actually do have an example of this here. So this is where you're just setting up curated searches on your website, right? So this is really nice. You can set them up for specific areas. You can set them up for specific lifestyles. In this case, you can see you've got single family homes, oceanfront condos, new construction. Again, this is really nice stuff that shows that you are an expert in the area, and it's also just really helpful for you to be able to share in conversations you're having with people. They mention, man, I really would love something on the water. Boom, oceanfront condos. Man, I'm really interested in new construction. Boom, new construction. So that's one of the ways you can leverage IDX for good results. Two is listing alerts. I won't spend a lot of time on this. I mean, you guys are already familiar with listing alerts. As I mentioned at the top of this session, Agent Fire has a direct integration with Follow Up Boss, where you can actually set up listing alerts for your clients directly within Follow Up Boss without having to leave the CRM. We also are big fans of companies like Rooster and Real Scout for clients and agents who are just doing a ton with listing alerts. Last thing is just VIP home search. So this is a unique feature that we developed at Agent Fire. This is sort of our reimagining of the traditional property search. So again, rather than just offering like a standard property search on your website, which most people that come to the website are not clicking onto that. VIP home search is what we did is we essentially made the property search AI powered. So you can just type in like roughly what you're looking for. And this is a great thing to share with people that you're just starting, leads and prospects that you're just starting to have conversations with, where they can go in and they can just type in, like they don't have to select from drop down list. They can just type in like roughly, I'm looking for 3-bedroom homes in basking grids that have at least 2 bathrooms and are under 750K. And then we use AI to just parse that and essentially put together the search. But it's just it's a newer take on IDX property search. This is the last section, I think. Which calls to action generate the most leads? So number one is just recommended listings, right? So this is a lot of this is listing alerts. A lot of this is setting up PPC campaigns for specific types of property searches, right? Like single story homes or equestrian homes or homes in a specific area. That stuff gets a lot of clicks and a lot of conversions. Home valuations are actually still surprisingly very popular, especially if you're using them in PPC campaigns. And what's great about home valuations is you can build them into a lot of your CRM automations. Like, so if you're sending automatic emails from people that contact you, or if you have like drip emails that you're sending out, like a great one to set up is just a offer for an automated valuation. You'd be surprised how many people still fill these things out, and they're also just a great conversation starter, right? Because
Still do, man.
yeah. People they'll fill out the valuation, then you can reach out and say, hey, I can actually provide a more accurate valuation if you'd like. And it's just a great way to start a conversation. Whenever you give someone value, that's always like a great way to start a conversation.
That's very true, man. That's very true.
Yeah. And last thing I'll mention is just a neighborhood quiz. This is an agent fire specific feature. You can think of this as kind of like the opposite of free home valuations. So this is the feature we built out to essentially capture buyer leads, and we can go through and set it up with you, and you can share this with people that are not sure what neighborhood they should be moving to. They can go through and they can fill out like their specific interests and a couple of details about them, and it'll actually recommend the neighborhood or a couple of different neighborhoods that may be a good fit for them. So
I love it.
yeah,
Quick
okay. I
question.
do have one more section. Yeah, go for it.
People said that your page says 10% discount, not 20%. So is it 20%? We're just making sure.
Which page is that? Yeah, we have a 20% right now.
All right, perfect. Then just want to send them to the right link. That's all.
I think the lab coat agents one is 10%. So yeah, we can update that. I'll reach out to Jasmine afterwards. It's
right.
Yeah.
So if people sign up, they're still getting the 20%. That's what they're asking.
Yeah, totally. So we have 20% off on semi-custom and custom. And we actually are running a discount. This is the first time we've ever run a discount. So we have 3 different packages. We have Ignite, semi-custom, custom. We have a discount right now on Ignite, which we've never run a discount on that before. You could learn more about our packages on agentfire.com. If you go to pricing, you can actually click build your package and get pricing. And yeah, you can see all of our different packages, and you can go through the entire process of setting up an Agent Fire website and see everything that's included.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
So I think we're out of time. I'll just mention quickly. I'll skip these parts. These are essentially just clients talking about different ways they're leveraging their Agent Fire websites for really good results. And last thing I'll mention is that we are giving away 2 iPad Airs, one on this webinar today, and the second one, you can go to agentfire.com/iPad. So agentfire.com/iPad. And if you book a demo on that page, so you can't just book and then not show up to the demo. If anyone that books a demo through this page, we're tracking every booking that comes through here. And if your demo is completed by January 28th, everyone that books a demo and then completes the demo by January 28th will enter into a raffle for a second iPad Air.
All right, I just put it on there. Wait, how do you want to pick the winner? Do you want me to just say pick somebody?
Oh, man.
Types in. All right, here we go.
What I'll do also, I'll say too, iPad Air or $600. I'll figure out how to send it to you.
Yeah, well, that's actually really good, dude. I'll just give you my Venmo number now. I won.
Not you.
I've been winning a lot today, Nelson. Let me tell you. Crazy. All right, here we go, everyone. Type into the chat Agent Fire. Agent Fire. Make sure you spell it right. That's going to be one of the criteria.
Everyone spells it. Yeah, a lot of people spell it with a space in between. So that is actually not correct. And you will be
no space.
Instantly eliminated.
It is one word.
One word.
One word. Agent Fire. Agent Fire. We're going to pick one in about 4 or 5. You know what? Somebody made me laugh at the beginning, Nelson, and said that your picture on your website doesn't have your tattoo. So they're like,
oh, yeah. It's pretty recent. Yeah. Well, last 2 years. I'm kind of extreme, so I didn't do it
Yeah.
in pieces. I just, yeah.
Are you ready? I got one. Here we go. Don't get mad at me. I just
This is
scrolled
exciting.
through.
Yeah.
Shannon Williams. Shannon Williams, you are the winner. Do me a favor, send me your email and your phone number in the chat. I'll send it over to our team, get it to Nelson, and then you can decide, do you want the iPad Air or 600 bucks? There you go. You guys all get a second chance. Go to agentfire.com/iPad. Get that demo done before January 28th, and you get entered to win an iPad. There you
Yeah.
go.
Shannon,
Nelson,
I'm actually I'm leaving the country for a year, so if you could just write me in February of 2026, I should be back, and we'll get that iPad sent to you.
there you go.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
That's funny. Nelson, thank you, buddy. Stay healthy.
All right. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Tristan, you're the man.
Appreciate you, buddy.